you're here, but I can't get to you. I have to go with scene 4. There we go. Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We are your hosts, Leah and Michelle. We just finished our regular Sunday UK Euro News show that we go live every Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But we had some American news that we wanted to bring to you, and we could have included it, no problem, in that segment, but we thought this might be better just completely separate. So thank you guys for being patient and waiting for us to come
thanks
back.
for joining us today.
Your necklace is wonky. I'm going to help it.
All right, so Trump must have seen this illegal immigrant who killed some cops. And he came out in trial and he laughed at the cop killing. And he said, I wish I had killed more. And so Trump decided to make an ad, like Donald Trump ad.
Can he do that? Yes,
saying that Democrats are complicit in every murder committed by illegal immigrants. His new ad is shocking. It's powerful. The ad was released the day after Senate Democrats voted to shut down the federal government because the spending bill to keep the government open did not include amnesty for 3.5 million illegal aliens. Luis Bracamontes, a 37-year-old illegal alien from Mexico who allegedly shot and killed Detective Michael Davis. It's not allegedly, he admits to it. And Deputy Sheriff Danny Oliver in October of this year is featured in the ad, saying in the courtroom during his murder trial that he wished he had killed more blankety blanks. I will break out soon and I will kill more. Kill whoever gets in front of me, the illegal alien said with a smile as he smiled in the courtroom.
Look at that wicked face, though.
There's no need for an effing trial. It's pure evil, the ad says. And then, let's just play it.
Without further ado.
Yeah.
That's illegal immigrant Luis Bracamontes, charged with murdering 2 police officers. It's pure evil. President Trump is right. Build the wall. Deport criminals. Stop illegal immigration now. Democrats who stand in our way will be complicit in every murder committed by illegal immigrants. President Trump will fix our border and keep our families safe.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
You know, you don't see ads like that unless it's campaign season.
Well, it's kind of a campaign season.
It kind of is a campaign season. I mean, we're in the middle of this government shutdown over the budget.
And it's not over the budget. The Democrats want... DACA doesn't need to be decided right now.
Right. DACA
doesn't expire, I guess, until March. The Democrats shut down the government because they want amnesty. They want voters, and that's what this is all about. And so Donald Trump came out with two swords and 2 guns blazing and said, if we don't get some security measures on our southern border, more people will die because bad hombres are coming over. Not all illegal immigrants are going to kill and murder people.
He's called them hombres before.
But can't we just, just ask them? Have you been, all these people who have committed murders have usually been deported several times. So if you have to go through a point check, then you're going to see whether you have already, committed a crime. You don't get to stay.
No, I totally agree.
I want to show you this. Trump put this out. The White House put this out. This is his 1-year accomplishments and how, and it has some people interviewed here. So
all Americans in every city, near and far, small and large, from mountain to mountain.
Oh, sorry.
From ocean to ocean, hear these words. You will never be ignored again.
Change is not just coming, that's like down the road future. No, change is here. It's right now.
The Trump administration has accomplished more in 1 year to secure our border than any other president.
Said it was a border patrol agent.
We can actually do our job, and we're excited to do that job.
It was amazing to just see that this administration favors school choice. It takes power away from bureaucracies and gives it back to the people.
The pressure on me has been lessened. When you don't have those tough regulations on you, I feel like you've been more creative. Now I can manage my people.
He's given a voice to those that were ignored. They were ignored, and they frankly had given up on what was going on in Washington. And now we are excited to see things happening, changes
Under the previous administration, we waited 3.5 years for required adaptive changes to be made through a program so that Mike could safely reside in our home. Under President Trump, these changes were made for us in about 2 weeks.
I'm so grateful for the liberty and the protection of religious liberty the president is bringing to people of faith. And he's demonstrating that over and over again and is keeping his word to people of faith.
When the president declared the opioid crisis as a national emergency, it brought awareness to this epidemic. We care for babies who were born prenatally exposed to drugs. President Trump is working really hard to make some changes and provide supports.
The crisis is terrible, heartbreaking. Because the president spoke of this, the stigma's lifting in many ways.
My business in 2017 increased 22%, which is almost unheard of in the manufacturing world. It's a great time for small business.
They're making differences. They're making positive, good changes that we've needed for a long time.
He really, truly cares about what clean, affordable, and abundant energy is a #1 priority here. President Trump, thank you for ending the war on coal and the policies that stack the deck against us.
America is
leading, moving forward,
hopeful.
America is the greatest country in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Hey, and so Democrats hate it all. So
of course they do.
And you know what? Some of it they really don't hate. They just really hate. They're just really anti-Trump because he's a globalist. So let's go to some of the crazy women.
Oh my gosh, do we have to? Yes, actually, I'm kind of excited about this.
So I'm going to show you some of the top 21 signs that Breitbart put together of the Angry Women's March that happened yesterday. You had so here we have. This blank hole lives in the White House, dumped Trump, and he's a pile of poo.
But he's also being plunged in a
toilet. Thousands of anti-Trump protesters.
Let's look at this whole ad for a second.
Okay.
What are some things that we see here? We see that the plumber is a black guy.
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously, like, I guess it goes without saying. I mean, it just, you guys can draw your own conclusion from that.
Trump, fake president, fake Christian, fake businessman, fake American. I'm not sure he's a fake businessman.
I'm not sure he's a fake American either.
And I think he's
pretty sure he was born here.
I think he's about as Christian as most Christians.
Whatever that's worth.
A sea of pink pussy hats contrasted with a bright blue winter sky as the real color was reflected in the protesters' placards. We have here...
Hang on, though. Before you get to it, can I just say, like, this thought just popped into my head. Are we forever going to have feminists defined with an outward appearance
of
this pink pussy hats?
Oh my gosh, what's that one? What's that one?
I don't know.
What is that?
I don't know. Because
if that's showing,
I don't think you guys can see it, but it definitely looks like facial hair there.
That's a dude with a princess crown on.
Yeah. But seriously, I mean, this is really disgusting and sad to me. I don't want to keep looking at pussy hats for the rest of my life.
Pink. Here's the thing. It has vulgarized. They are always saying about the Trump is awful and vulgarized. And to have little girls out there in the march and to have them say the word over and over and over again. This is it's a very derogatory term for female genitalia. And only the worst and the worst people use it. And the fact that the devil has convinced these women to crochet these hats.
Is that guy wearing one, or is that someone behind him?
Well, I don't know. It looked like he's wearing one, but now that I look at it, it might be behind him.
But he's got a pink scarf on.
He does, so maybe that is his hat. I can't tell. I honestly, I can't tell. Paul Ryan is an incompetent, bad word.
And that's so childish. Like, am I the only person that feels like that's completely immature?
Pussy power. Pin. Vaginas brought you into this world, and I'm sure something's going to take you out. I don't know.
Probably
this is so repulsive to me. I know that I'm bringing it to you, but these were millions. I don't know if it was millions, but there's thousands of women. I'm a dreamer, but Trump's a nightmare. Refugees are welcome here.
Okay, I have no problem with either of those two signs. Mm-hmm. Like, I really don't. Like, from a vulgarity standpoint, I'm down with that. That's okay.
Trump into Jabba the Hutt and Melania into Princess Leia.
And hang on, though, because I got a problem, and I know this may not be kosher for some of you guys. Melania has no skeletons in her closet other than she was a model. Like, that is not a skeleton. And from a person she's never said or done anything that they can uncover. And if it was there, they would have uncovered it. So I find it incredibly offensive as a female for you to take another female who happens to be our first lady and degrade her in such a manner. You are every bit as equal as whatever you're trying to say is evil by doing that.
But Donald Trump was ever optimistic, and he said, beautiful weather all over our great country, a perfect day for all women to march. Get out there now to celebrate the historic milestones and unprecedented
economic success and wealth creation that has taken place over the last 12 months. Lowest female unemployment in 18 years. Okay, does everybody get the tongue-in-cheek there? Mm-hmm. Do you get that? Get out there and march and celebrate what the last 12 months have done for women.
So they did this Women's March the day after the March for Life, and they did it on purpose to like try to squash the March for Life. So you had some combatants here. You want to make abortion safe, legal, and accessible. You have some giant pictures of and they're standing in front of a giant picture of a baby in a womb, and it's so heartless when these abortion activists are so heartless. They don't care about babies in the womb. They're just disgusting and despicable to me.
They do not. I want to take a second because we have these new homesteaders here. 1 second.
Okay.
And we mentioned this the other day, but Food Forest Permaculture is a channel, and they've newly joined us. And I was just checking out their channel briefly, and I want you guys to go subscribe to their channel because they have a bunch of how-to videos. Chickens in the lawn, Howie's rocket power juice. I'm just looking at different uploads. So I want you guys to go and just check out their channel and give them a little
Pine berries. You guys collect those?
Vertical gardening, food forest in the summer. These are the names of some of their videos. So go ahead and go subscribe to their channel.
That's awesome. You guys are awesome. Definitely. We need more how-to videos.
That's what we need, not women's marches. We need people out there doing and living real life back to the earth.
Exactly.
That's how you make changes. This is not how you make change.
The vulgarity that's just being spread here. I can't even, feminism without intersectionality is just white supremacy.
What does that even mean? I mean, seriously,
white people can't be just feminists. I don't know. Here's an angry woman sign. More just smash the patriarchy. Wake up, coffee, eat, sleep, repeat. I don't know. He doesn't even have a dog.
But what does that mean? Like, why? What does him having a dog have to do with anything?
Anything you can do, I can do bleeding. That makes this a really good rhyming song.
Oh my gosh.
Anything you
But
can
why? Why are we talking? What is the deal? Why is it that you're...
And that's actually not true. A lot of women on their menstrual cycle have to take a day off of work.
They do, yeah. But why is it that we're being reduced to a physical thing that makes us different? There are so many beautiful differences between men and women, and these women have reduced it to one physical part.
They're so vulgar. They're anti-feminine. Most of them are very masculine.
Yes.
You ruined Diet Coke for all of us. Some gay guy who obviously is gay because he says, I'm not interested in being polite or heterosexual.
Y'all people shouldn't be drinking Diet Coke to start with.
Yeah, it's no good for you.
I mean, that stuff is just send you to an early grave.
Yeah. So,
if you're going to drink Coke, at least drink regular Coke.
A million snowflakes make an avalanche. Vote blue.
Okay.
I vote for democracy, human rights, equality, inclusion, and environment. I like all that stuff.
I think everyone does.
Yep. So,
wow.
Here's this, some of the
Don and
best.
Terry says, I am a female and I'm secure in that I do not have to march. Kate L says, women are sabotaging their own futures. Who will hire them if the men in the company are subject to assault for saying they look nice? Easier to just hire men and not take a chance on a false claim.
So this is from Black Girl Culture. Her little tagline is, Black women were created of brown sugar and warm honey, the sweetest thing to bless the earth. And so she, if this march is about accountability, 57% of white women voted for
misogyny.
Okay. I want to be president.
And I would love for you to be president, little tiny beautiful girl.
Reminder, black women saved Alabama. Roy Moore. That's awesome. And Maxine Waters sign.
Oh, dang. Somebody chose to paint her. That's just sad.
That is sad.
If that, come on, ladies. You can get a better role model or example or figurehead, whatever you want to call it, than Maxine. Crazy Maxine, man.
So, yeah.
Gotta do better than Maxine.
These were the signs, and then let's see if I can find all the celebrities that were there.
Cecilian Gal says, these marches embarrass me as a woman. All they do is man bashing, and we should respect each other, not bash.
I'm going to see if I can.
Gary says they should leave the children at home. I couldn't agree more. This is not a place for little girls to be, unfortunately. And if it was a real women's march, then little girls should be able to be there. But the fact that these women are so vile, so vulgar, then no, the children should not be there. They are some man haters, Billy Nightrine says.
You know what? I'm going to skip the celebrity pictures because there was Amy Schumer and Jennifer Lawrence and Adele and all these people were there again, just like they were last year. But you know
I'm
what?
hoping that nobody made as big of a flub as Madonna and Ashley Judd last year. Because we have played those videos over and over and over again because they gave us some real gems.
But I want to give you I want to give you these pictures from the March for Life, and I want you to contrast those.
I like it.
Make unborn babies great again. Defund Planned Parenthood. I am the pro-life generation. Tens of thousands of people traveled from across the United States for the 45th Annual March for Life. We showed that Donald Trump spoke there in an unprecedented speech. It was just beautiful.
So, for those of you that don't know, we had the March for Life. The very next day, the Pussy Hats come out.
March for Death.
March for Death. And the contrast that Leah's about to show you is staggering.
Those signs that were up for the Women's March were all about death. And they were vulgar, and they were filled with swear words and anger and hate. Thank you, President Trump, for stopping U.S. taxpayer funding abortion abroad. # Indians for Life.
I love it.
1/3 of my generation is missing.
True.
Hand babies a chance. The Knights of Columbus are pro-life. Life is winning. Your mom chose life. This is, these are the things that we want to see, and the difference is just stark. And the citizens that you want are these citizens,
right?
Those other people with the man with the beard with the princess thing. I mean, he just needs a little bit of therapy or something.
John Daniel says their attitude is quite childish, really, thinking it's funny to be crude, that somehow they are the righteous rebels. They're just degrading themselves, but they can't even see it. I couldn't agree more. It's an embarrassment to me as a female to see all of these women flooding Washington. And I also feel like it really is an intentional slap in the face at all people who are really just trying to fight for the unborn. The Women's March makes the people marching for life seem like what they actually are, which is vile, hateful, evil, disgusting creatures. When you boil down to it, all the March for Life is doing is saying there are these beautiful, innocent victims here. And whether you believe in women's choice or not, you ought to be able to at least respect the care and love that the March for Life and pro-life people have. Even if you don't agree, you should be able to come to the table. As a debater, I could do this. I could say, listen, I understand that you guys believe that life is precious. Okay, this would be my argument if I had to do a debate here. I would say that life is precious. I get it. And I respect you for respecting that life. But there is a woman whose life, livelihood, future is at stake. And I believe that because this woman has already lived between, 12 and 45, 50 years of age, depending, I'm thinking ability to give birth, that life deserves to take precedence over the unborn child that has yet to be realized. But I get it. I sympathize with you. I believe that your heart is in the right place. But I'm just telling you, my opinion is that this is the better way to go. Obviously, that's not what I think at all. But that would be the mature adult way to come at this situation. And instead, they fling mud, they fling poo, they make poo signs. I don't even remember seeing that many people on the right talk about Obama putting him in a pile of poo or his head in a toilet. You
didn't notice that all of us were pretty upset that Obama was elected, but there's no march on Washington.
Right. It's the contrast is so stark that these people are kind and loving, and these people are full of hate, accusing the kind and loving people of being full of hate.
Nothing has happened to these people over this year. Everybody's like acting like all these Hollywood, and that's when you know that you're on the right side, when Hollywood is coming out like saying the sky is falling, and actually nothing has happened.
Right.
We're all here. Seriously, school choice maybe a little bit. Oh my goodness, give some poor kids some charter schools or some vouchers. Whoa.
Yeah.
Cut back on a little regulations. Whoa.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, even building a wall isn't that big of a deal. I mean, nothing that Trump does is actually even really controversial. People just, I don't know. It's like they go with the flow. They're sheep. But anyways.
Maya says it's beautiful to see teenagers and young adults catching the fire for the pro-life movement. We are winning.
We are winning, and every time we have a little setback or something, something else good happens. So I want you to be encouraged when something negative might happen in your life.
Right.
We're turning the tide. It's going to take a little while. Bannon even said this, and I actually love Bannon. Bannon said, "Do you think they're going to give our country back easily?"
Yeah.
No, and there's going to be casualties. I mean, this is a fight. And but we're winning for the first time in my lifetime. I see that the March for Life gets a presidential address.
Yeah.
And it means something.
Yeah.
Rather than George Bush.
And I was just going to address George Bush because I remember when he was elected and we all felt this huge sigh of relief. Like, oh, everything is peaceful. Everything is good. We didn't know he was a globalist. We had no idea. It was a false sense of security. I don't feel that way now. You want to know why? Because our faith back then was in George Bush, and right now our faith isn't, or it shouldn't be, at least mine isn't in in Donald Trump. It's in the people. It's in the movement all over the world. Right. And this March for Life is the example of that. The people there. So I think that rounds us off for today. For our extra little segment. We didn't want to go too long, but we just had some American news that we wanted to slip in there. So I'll tell you something really funny. We were sitting there waiting for the previous video to process, and Leah said, if we want to do a song, we should practice it, figure out what it is. And the other day she had said, I want to sing this one song. And you guys probably saw me. And I was like, I have no idea what song you're talking about. And we're sitting there, we're trying to think of it. And I said, listen, I listen to Pandora and I put on the Christian bluegrass often. And so I said, I'm going to pull up the Christian bluegrass and whatever the first song is. I said, I'm sorry, we can't remember what song that is, but we'll just sing whatever first song pops up. It was that daggum song. So we got the name. It's Nothing But the Water. Who is it by again? I can't remember.
Grace Potter.
Yeah. And the Nocturnals. So we're going to sing that song for you guys. Oh, before we do that, I meant to do this at the end of our UK show, but since I didn't, I'm going to throw it in here. This is from Sean. You guys know Sean and Tracy in the UK. Leah and I had some questions in an episode the other day about the difference between the pence and the pounds, and so he gave us a little bit of clarity. He says, Leah was talking about British money. Okay, it's 100 pence or 1p to the pound, same as cents into dollars, and the breakdown in coins is 1 pence, 2 pence, 5 pence, 10 pence, 20 pence, 50 pence, and our pounds are 1 pound coin, 2 pound coin, 5 pound note, 10 pound note, 20 pound note, 50 pound note. When I was a kid, all the pence were coins and all the pounds were notes, but that's changed over the years. We have had the decimal system since 1971, and before that, we have pounds, shillings, and pence, and the breakdown was, well, confusing. LOL. I will go through that another day. So, I'm really not that much more closer to understanding it than I was the other day, but maybe you are. And so thank you, Sean, for that. So, without further ado, you want to start it out?
No.
You should.
No.
I have seen what man can do when the evil lives inside of you. Many are the weak and the strong are few, but with the water we'll start anew. Well, won't you take me down to the levee? Take me down to the stream. Take me down to the water. We're gonna wash our souls clean. Take me down to the river. Take me down to the lake. Yes, we'll all go together. We're gonna do it for the good Lord's sake. I have fallen so many times for the devil's sweet cunning rhymes, and this old world has brought me pain, but there's hope for me again. Well, won't you take me down to the levee? Take me down to the stream. Take me down to the water. We're gonna wash our souls clean. Take me down to the river. Take me down to the lake. Yes, we'll all go together. We're gonna do it for the good Lord's sake. I tried my hand at the Bible, tried my hand at prayer, but there's nothing like the water that's gonna bring my soul to bear. But now nothing but the water is gonna bring my soul to bear. You want to try it again?
I don't know.
Let's do it again. I think we can do better. I have seen what man can do when the evil lives inside of you. Many are the weak and the strong are few, but with the water we'll start anew. Well, take me down to the river, take me down to the stream, take me down to the water. We're gonna wash our souls clean. Take me down to the river, take me down to the lake. Yes, we'll all go together. We're gonna do it for the good Lord's sake. I have fallen so many times for the devil's sweet cunning rhymes, and this old world has brought me pain, but there's hope for me again. Well, won't you take me down to the levee, take me down to the stream, take me down to the water. We're gonna wash our souls clean. Take me down to the river, take me down to the lake. Yes, we'll all go together. We're gonna do it for the good Lord's sake. Tried my hand at the Bible, tried my hand at prayer, but there's nothing like the water that's gonna bring my soul to bear. There we go. All right, that was was fun.
I
just couldn't get over the fact that that's the song that Leah wanted. And I said, all right, we're going to sing the first song that comes up on this. And there it was.
And there it was.
So thank you guys for being with us for a second time today. We always enjoy our Sunday show with you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks.
We'll be back at Mass Faith 3, so.
Yeah, we're still working on that. Here comes Patriot Gallery.
Well, I was just sitting there and you're singing this song and it's talking about washing your mind and getting your mind clean. And people don't realize that Rockefeller, Wilson, people, FDR, these people in the past, like 100 years ago, planned for you to be very, very immoral today. Right. They wanted to take God out. They wanted to take your knowledge of God out. And you look at Leah and Michelle and you go, oh, they're so clean. They're such a good girls. Well, they had the opportunity to be bad. Their dad would be so excited if they were filthy, dirty-minded people. Right. He did everything to make sure they were. Right. There are people out there trying to make sure you have filth, you have dirt, because it's through Christ that you're free and they can't dominate and control you. Right. We're talking about people who want to control other people, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whether it's the government, whether it's social worlds, whether it's the females with their march for death. They want to control what you say, what you do, and they want to hurt people. They want to sin. They want to murder. They want, and so they have to get rid of the good moral people because the good moral people say you can't sin and hurt other people. And so when you get, oh my gosh, I said a swear word or whatever. Well, don't hold it against yourself. Right. You were brought up that way. If you went to public school, you were brought up to be perverted. You were brought up to swear. True. That was a plan to take God out of you, take you away from your parents, because your parents would raise you to be good boys and girls. And school raised you to be thieves, liars, cheaters. And so when you do these things, you go, that wasn't right. I shouldn't have done that. Well, you were raised that way. But you can fight it. We fight every day. Paul says, I die to myself every day. You are fighting every day to stay clean-minded because look at every rap song. It's so filthy. Every movie is so filthy.
Country daggone music is filthy. We were having that discussion last night.
It's a job. It's a work. You have to decide I'm not going to let them control what I say because what you think and what you think about and what you pay attention to, let's say you watch a dirty movie, well, that's going to come out of your mouth.
It will.
Whatever you think about. So we take time. Like I take 4 hours, 8 hours a day to think about God so my mind gets clean, but I have to work at it. My dad cussed, smoked, drank. I mean, it was my brother, every other word's cuss word. I have to fight. It's a fight. I mean, I'm not willing to go down and say they can control what I'm going to think and they're going to control, because that was the purpose, was to control what I say, what I think, what I do. They're going to take my free will. And I said, no, I won't. I can go to God, and that's what my purpose was coming out here. You can't do it without God. True. Don't say Leah and Michelle are so clean or so good because they are. No. No, they have to call on God every day. Their father was filthy and dirty-minded and everything, and they were raised with relatives who are greedy elitists, greedy globalists or elitists. We were surrounded by their father, grandfather had a multi-million business with KFC, Taco Bell. They're a part of that, but they came out of it and said, I refuse. I can call on God to help me. Right. You can't be clean without God.
You can't. Absolutely. I could not agree more. Yeah, that kind of sums it up. Oh, I know you wanted to end early, but while I can, hopefully I have it. Is that slip of paper in the drawer?
I don't know. We were supposed to show Bill Burnett's picture, too.
Right. I know, but I think the paper, I think his little letter's in there. There he is. You want to read that? All right. So Bill Burnett, he's one of our viewers. He was a truther before the internet. I mean, he was hands-on in the mix of everything that was going on. I mean, we're talking like the JFK shooting. We're talking Martin Luther King Jr., the civil rights movement. He had programs set out to really red pill people.
This is one of my favorite little ones. He sent us this, and I really want to send it back. But this is a little tiny pamphlet on how to red pill people on the national debt and why credit is debt and it's slavery and
like the Federal
Reserve and everything that we talk about. I mean, I should just sit down and just like read through this at one time. But this is one of the things that he sent us, and he was red pilling people when there was no internet. And you had to sit down and just talk to people and explain to people in like conferences and little tiny church rooms or something.
So in addition to being awesome and red-pilled, he's also a reverend. And little known to us until now, he's also an artist.
I was going through my art portfolio last week and ran across this print of a montage of John Kennedy. It is 2/3 the size of the original pencil drawn original. He drew it in 1972, and it took over a year to produce. The original was on display for a short time at the JFK Presidential Library.
That's a big deal.
And he willed it to be returned to there after he goes home. The different portraits surrounding the large eyes, which seem to follow you as you pass by, represent images of his campaigning, his press conference, leisure times, the loneliness of office in the times, it says, with the raindrops on the window, including the first shot of his assassination, bottom center. I hope you find it of interest. So we found it of more than interest.
Hands, I think. And we can, I think, open it up all the way. And I'm going to move this so I can see exactly what we're showing you here. There we go. I think we got. Do you go up any higher?
Yeah.
There you go. So let's start at the top here. Maybe get it a little bit closer.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You're in.
Sorry,
you're in close a little bit. There we go. That's pretty good. And then we'll raise it up so you can get a good look at it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The hardest one for me, I think, was like where he's getting shot. It's pretty intense. But look at the talent here.
The detail
I mean, this is a massive amount of talent. And I want to thank you, Bill, for honoring us with this print that you have.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's absolutely unbelievable. So we don't, and I told him this in a message response, we don't have room in our house to hang this right now. But one day, Lord willing, Lee and I will be married and we'll live in separate houses.
We'll
and
have a library.
Someone will have room to hang this in their home. And so thank you. Thank you very much.
That's quite a treasure, so thank you.
It is very much a treasure. So somebody had asked, I think it was Cecilia and Gal in the chat a minute ago, I wonder, do you girls ever fight or argue? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Nope. Never happens. Not at all. Never. I mean, angel faces here. Can you see us arguing? No. I mean, come. Seriously.
I've never body slammed her. She's never hit me.
When we were younger, I may have chased her around the house with a butter knife. I was about 12. That has been brought up several times.
As the older sister, you know, I always won any sort of argument, or my mom always said that, you know, it was usually Michelle's fault, but it really
was usually my fault.
It really wasn't. I egged it on. I can see how I did.
See, now in front of the people, you're playing the humble. No, I
actually said that to Catherine's dad yesterday.
Oh,
him and his brother used to argue, like physically fight.
Ooh. That's one thing we never really did. I mean, I would lose my temper, throw things, but we never physically.
I think girls just scream.
Yeah, we screamed a lot. There was one time, my mom was a very peaceful person, never raised her voice, like ever. She was not a confrontational person. You just felt it, you know, if she was disappointed in you or upset. But one time Lee and I were arguing. We always lived in apartments after my parents were divorced, because that's all that my mom could afford. And we were arguing. We lived on the 3rd floor, and she came upstairs and she said, I can hear you guys out at the car, and Child Protective Services is going to come and take you away from me. Is that what you want? And that put the fear of God in me. Okay, because I was red-pilled enough by my mom at that age that CPS was evil, and they wrongfully took children away from their parents all the time. And so I was like, now, it wasn't enough to really curb my behavior inevitably, but for the short period, and it really did hit me hard. I don't want to be taken away from my mom. CPS might take us away. So
we have disagreements, and then we go to each corner and we say, Lord, what is the will? What is your will on this?
Yes, but we are not perfect, and that is, to answer your question, Cecilia and Gal, we are just like you guys.
I saw the Poland sisters. I was like, Michelle, I bet they never argue.
Cornelia and Unica. Yeah, I said. Yeah, we did say that. We're like, man, probably not. They probably don't.
We both have very fierce.
But people think that about us too, though.
Kind of personality. You know, it is what it is. As the Lord leads. I think when you live in this world, it's kind of difficult to always be as awesome as you try to be.
I would say where we do more or less excel is not in the not arguing. It's in the realizing when one of us is in the wrong and going to God and coming back to the situation.
In this world, you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer.
Right, exactly. So Milos was wondering why we're live, or how we are able to be live on this channel. with our 2 different channels, even though they are unfortunately under one umbrella of our Google account, which if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't do that. I would just create a separate Google account for our second channel, because sometimes they can just shut down your whole Google account. But they really have just censored us from going live on one channel. So that's how we're able to be live here.
Yeah, it's the same video, and the same video that we were censored from is up. It's both playing on both channels. It has ads on it.
That's the good news.
So yeah, it's just a really weird deal, and we're talking to YouTube, and we have very pleasant, nice emails out to them.
We do. Right now, we're being very cordial.
Yes.
All right, so I want to thank our moderators. I think it was just Gary and Maia here today for the second half of our Sunday segment. So thank you guys for being here. Also, I didn't get to say this in the last, and I know I say it all the time, but it's really important to me. There are a lot of comments that you guys leave throughout in the chat, and they go too fast and I don't see them, but a lot of them I see and I just can't cover because Leah's talking, and we just like to cover the news as much as we can, and I only want to insert
if you can, leave the comment, copy and paste it in so other people can see your wisdom.
Exactly. So we love you. God loves you. God bless.
Don't
and we'll see you
like,
back.
Comment, and subscribe to MASFAITH3, MASFAITH3.
And Resistance Chicks.
And Resistance Chicks. Find us on Facebook on Resistance Chicks. Find us on Twitter at Resistance Chicks. We have a P.O. Box 107, Milford, Ohio 45150. And remember,
it's not just a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. We go live every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I would say Monday through Thursday and Saturdays are all just up in the air. So check back and see if we're going live. We love you guys.
Awesome.
God bless.
Thanks for being here.